Hi there, welcome back. So, with a strategy of wildcarding during the international break, I'm building a team for the first 8 weeks. Picking players from the teams with the best opening fixtures. Let's have a look at my first draft. Let's start with the goalkeepers. Brentford have great fixtures through to game week 7. Okay, so they play Man United in week 2 but it's at home. And even though they host Arsenal in week 8, Raya's a decent shot stopper and tends to build save points and occasional bonuses. I'm going with one playing keeper and so my bench keeper will be his understudy, Balcom. It's backup in the unlikely event that Raya doesn't start. No real surprises in defense, it's been widely pointed out the value in attacking wing-backs this season. Especially when you compare them to similarly priced midfielders. Trent feels really underpriced given his consistently high points tally. Then next you have James from Chelsea. Although he could well be Chilwell, priced the same, the choice between him will be based on pre-season matches. Cancelo has been a regular in my teams of the last few seasons, with good reason. He's increased in price, but still a reliable pick who tends to start most games. I'm going with 3 premium defenders purely because of the value they bring, both in terms of price and consistent returns. I know there's been a lot of talk about going big at the back, but I prefer to spread the money between positions. There's always 1 or 2 players, with very little ownership, who start the season well, and if they're mids or forwards you could end up taking hits to get them. This season it feels like there's going to be a real template squad at the start, mine included. Highly owned players are slow to rise in price, so if you don't start with them, don't panic, the likelihood is their price won't increase. It's the low-owned players we've all forgotten, who start well and who jump up in price. So, my last 2 defenders are low-priced but with potential for returns and regular starts. Tomiyasu from Arsenal has attacking threat and is playing in a decent defense with fantastic fixtures through to game week 8. As for Nico Williams, well, Forest have lost a lot of loan players and the Welsh international should be a regular starter. At 4 million, he can sit in second or third on the bench depending on fixtures. Midfield is where it becomes harder. Salah's in the team even at 13 million. Consistently high returns, and in signing a new contract I think he'll be on it from the start, especially against Fulham in the opener. The 8 million mid position could be any number of players, all of which have great capacity for returns. Foden, Mount, Saka, Diaz. Again, pre-season will determine my last-minute choice. I think Rashford is going to have a decent season. Discontent and injuries didn't help his form, but coming in at 6.5 gives him the nod in my team. Neto also looks great value, playing up front at the end of last season after coming back from injury. Okay, it's Wolves, but at 5.5 for a probable out-of-position mid he's worth a punt. Lastly, Sumar A is a 4.5 enabler, who could quite easily be Da Silva from Brentford. If Rashford doesn't perform, then money could be spread to this position. But to be honest, this is my bench fodder player. And finally the forwards. Last season I stuck with Tony from Brentford for the whole season. Frustrating at the start, and only back in his true forward position when Eriksen came in. It seemed that Brentford realised they need creativity in midfield and Umbomo wasn't up to it. So he played out of position up front, and Tony dropped deep building the attacks. I worry this will happen again with the loss of Eriksen. Not one on my radar this season. Jesus, however, is. Freed from his various roles with Man City, I think he'll thrive in a young Arsenal attack. Kane comes in purely for the first game against Southampton. With a price the same as Haaland, it's an easy switch if it looks like he can produce the same form in the Premiership. My concern is, will Pep change his team's style of play to suit Haaland, or will the returns be shared as usual? Also, with Champions League games coming thick and fast, will that be the focus given his previous record in that competition? Pre-season and the first game week will give us a chance to see. The 5.5 forward is currently Undav from Brighton. Good player coming into a notoriously goal-shy attack. We'll have to see if Chelsea's Broja gets a move before season start. I know West Ham are interested as a backup or to play alongside Antonio. Okay, thanks for listening to my thoughts. Some players will change as the pre-season games progress, and the key 8 million mid is decided. But for now I'm quite happy with the structure and the split of price points. My next video will be, as I said before, about the bench boost. Hopefully making you aware of its pitfalls, if played in the wrong way. Cheers.